Hey everybody, this would be what would normally consist of our final unit in the classroom. We would do this lecture and then we would get together and look at some data in groups from the Pew Research Center. For our class this semester, we're just going to skip the Pew Research Center stuff. But in general, education and parenting and how it's evolved from the beginning of our class basically to where we're leaving off at the end of the semester. So first I want you to think back to, I don't know why that line is there, to how the Puritans parented and the early New England settlers, so going back to the very beginning of our course, and then kind of think how we've changed throughout the times into the democratic family and then into the companionate family. So kind of reflect upon those times. And then I want to make sure that you're aware of what the actual parenting styles are that we use now in psych and human growth and development classes. So the one that you see in green, authoritative, is going to be the type of parent that you are best to be raised with or is best to be for a child. Authoritarian, and the words are very similar, so sometimes people get them mixed up, is going to be a much stricter parenting. Sometimes it's borderline abusive. It's basically a my way or the highway kind of thing. Permissive lets their kids just kind of do whatever they want, and then an uninvolved or neglectful parent is exactly what it sounds. So I want to make sure that you don't get this confused. These are your four parenting styles: authoritative, authoritarian, permissive, and neglectful. These aspects, demandingness and supportiveness or lack thereof, are the things that go into making these four styles. So again, authoritative being the most ideal. So think about what type of parent you were raised. A lot of times I hear mom was one way and dad was another, and they may have still been under the same roof. So we also talk about helicopter parenting, and I do want you to watch this video clip about a helicopter parent. These are the ones that kind of hover over and don't let their children make any mistakes on their own, and they clean up the messes. So that's a helicopter parent. Watch the clip. It's, gosh, what's going on? It's really good. You'll like it. And then lawnmower parents are the newest trend. Basically, think of a lawnmower mowing the grass and paving the way for the kids to kind of follow behind. So this is a new type, basically, of helicopter parents that have evolved into lawnmower parents. So then we go into this big conversation in the classroom about what used to be roles of the family and now have become roles of the school. So we know that in the Puritan times that the family provided everything. We've talked about it many times. But nowadays, kids at school are getting fed their lunch. A lot of them are on breakfast programs. School provides daycare for lots of children, after school programs. School also provides sex education. Actually takes care of children when they're sick. As long as your fever doesn't reach a certain level, you're allowed to stay at school. So I want you to think about some things that have changed that the family used to be in charge of and now the school has taken on. And then this is where I would put you into your groups. You'd get these binders, and instead of reading a 100-page booklet on your own, you would read, skim through some charts on like 20 pages. But it loses something trying to do it at home, so I'm just completely taking it out of our unit. We do talk in the classroom a little bit about school shootings and the dangers involved in going to school and the changes since Columbine. There is a website, this is the link to it, that if you are intrigued by this type of stuff, it breaks down every school shooting in the United States, most likely time of day, most likely day of the week, ages of shooters. The youngest shooters in American history, I believe, were 2 of them, and they were 6 years old. Really alarming data. I would say check it out just because it's interesting and it's always good to know. So that's the end of this one. It's really short and sweet since you're doing it at home.